Hello, dear students. I am Sampada Sawant, Assistant Professor of Philosophy. In this video, we shall continue with another topic of Unit 2, which is another concept offered in Bhagavad Gita, which is Sthita Prajna. Before we understand why Krishna talks about Sthita Prajna, we have to understand the meaning of this concept. Sthita means sthir, constant, balanced, poised. And prajna means your consciousness, your understanding, let's say your judgment, your reasoning capacity, your awareness about things, your mental attitude. It means many things which are related to mind and soul. So, sthita prajna means stable mindedness or a stable consciousness, not shaky consciousness, something that is fixed, something that is stable in one place. So, sthita prajna is not a state of experience. You don't experience stable mindedness. Moreover, you get stable mindedness. You understand what is stable mindedness. You become stable minded. It is what you become, therefore. So, stable mindedness or a balanced state of mind, it is what you get. It begins from the moment you understand the difference between your soul and the body, till the moment you attain the experience of the soul. In Indian philosophy, it is believed that there is a difference between our true self and our not true self. Our true identity is the soul, not the body. We usually say, I am fat, I am thin, I am this, I am that. But it is not our real identity. It is only our bodily identity. When we die, our body dies, but our soul does not die. It remains forever. So we should always understand that I, in this I am fat, I am thin, that I is the soul and not the body. And soul cannot be fat or thin. It is simply there. So Sthita Prajna begins the moment you understand the difference between your soul and body, till the moment you attain the experience of the soul. So you begin by first you understand that there is a difference, that there is a different soul, there is a different body. And I am not that body, I am that soul. And the moment you understand the difference, the more that very moment you learn to pursue that soul within you. There is a difference between the state of sthita prajna and attaining the self or the soul. Self also means soul. Sthita prajna is what you become, but attaining the soul is the action. So one is becoming and one is the action. There is an idea in Indian philosophy that a soul and the supreme soul, so jivatma and paramatma, as we discussed earlier, are one and the same. But we don't realize this because of the way we live. The moment you realize that you are not different from the Supreme Soul, that you are a part of that Paramatma, you become one with that soul. But in Sthita Pradna, you don't become one with the soul, you just become stable minded because of the knowledge that soul and body are different and that you are a part of Paramatma. You just get that knowledge, and that very knowledge is so pleasing that your shaky consciousness comes to a balanced point. It becomes stable. You're no more confused about the world. There is no more mental chaos in you when you realize that you are not different from that Paramatma and you are not that body, but you are that soul. Sthita prajna means to be stable in prajna. Prajna, as we said, it's intelligence, it's consciousness, it is many things. Prajna is consciousness, right? It is to recognize and know the attributes of the self through the intellect. So, self, what are the attributes of the self? Self means soul. What are the attributes or characteristics of the soul? A soul is not affected by bodily situation. So if I grow fat, my soul will not grow fat. So I have to understand that whatever happens to the body will not affect my soul. That is the attribute of the soul. And my soul is not different from the Paramatma soul, the Paramatma, the supreme soul, which governs the universe, which is a part of the universe, which is in fact the universe. So I am a part of this larger universe. It is not the actual experience of these qualities. You don't experience those qualities all at once. You just become aware that okay, these are the qualities. That moment you become aware that these are the qualities of the soul, that it does not get affected by the body, that is when sthita prajna happens. That is when that chaos in your mind stops. You only realize that nothing affects the soul and the soul is free from everything. So your real identity is unaffected by any external situation. So Sthita Prajna is basically rejecting the non-essence. What is the essence of us? It is not the non-self. Non-self means non-soul, and non-soul means body. You are soul, you are not body. So you reject the happenings of the body. You reject whatever happens to the body, the troubles, the stress, you reject them. And you realize that my soul is unaffected, and that is what your interest should be. And the moment you understand this, the moment this awareness happens, you become sthita prajna, or you become balanced minded. Okay. So, why does Krishna tell Arjuna to become sthita prajna? What is the point of learning this concept? In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Arjuna, allow yourself to be anxious. You want to become tensed, you want to take stress, fine, it's good, take it. Because you are a householder, okay, you are a member of that family, and so becoming nervous in the battlefield is natural. You are moving in the world, you are a human being, okay, you're a human being, you can be affected by all those emotions and stress levels you're facing. It's natural, but don't get influenced by it. It's natural to get affected by it, but you don't have to take them seriously. Okay, you don't have to get influenced by it. Perform your duty, but don't get influenced by it. You do your duty, whatever your duty is. Right now, in the battle of Kurukshetra, your duty is to fight because you're a warrior. You just do that duty. You don't worry whether the people standing in front of you, the ones whom you want to defeat, are your family members. That should not be your concern. If you need to fight, then fight. If you need to get a job, then get a job. If you have to look after your children, then do so. If you have to farm, then farm. Do everything, but do not get influenced by your actions. So that is the importance of sthita prajna. When you realize that these are all the bodily happenings, these are all the external happenings, they will never touch your soul, your internal true identity. That very moment, the moment you realize this, that very moment, all that tension and depression goes away. Okay, that is the difference between pain and suffering. The experience of pain is called suffering. No doubt, you will face pain in life. He's not, Krishna is not telling Arjun that, okay, the moment you become Sthita Prajna, you will not face any pain in life. You will face pain in life, but you will not suffer now. You understand the difference between pain and suffering? Pain is what will happen to you, but suffering is what will happen to you when you take that pain seriously. So do not be a sufferer. It's not that pain won't be there, but if you know that the real self, that is the soul, does not get affected by the pain, you will not suffer. No pain can affect you. Bhagavad Gita explains how to differentiate between a sthita prajna and a normal human being, the one whose mind is shaky. While both may look just as normal human beings, so sthita prajna does not become a saint-like person. He becomes a normal person only. He remains a normal person. But Sthita Prajna, according to Gita, is the one who discards or removes all desires after realization of the Lord. So once you realize that I am Paramatma, I am a part of that Paramatma, and there is God in the world, when you realize this, then all your desires will be eliminated. The one who is satisfied due to his realization and devotion and commitment to keep performing his duty in reverence to his Lord. So, all that you do have to be offered at the feet of the Lord. You don't have to worry about the fruits of the action like we studied in Nishkama Karma. Your job is to not worry about the fruits of the action. Your job is to only do your duty. Your job is to only do your job. And all the expectations, all the desires have to be laid at the feet of the Lord. You have to forget about them. The one who remains unattached to results materialistically. The one who is in constant equanimity. Equanimity means balanced. The one who is constantly balanced, quelling desires by confronting them. Quelling is removing desires. You constantly have to confront your desires. You don't want them. So you constantly eliminate those desires. And the moment you start doing that, you become a Sthita Prajna. Thank you.